Hey, bitch, it's JamiThatsMe here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another review on Wags to Riches. Okay, this is episode 4, and we are about to go ahead and get into it. All right, so first of all, I was trying to see exactly when I wanted to pull this part in, but let me ask you guys this. The first thing I want to know is, how are you all feeling about the season so far, and do you think that they should or should not get another season? Leave your thoughts down below. And also, were you expecting something different? Okay, did they deliver everything that you wanted to see? Was there something else that you were expecting to see this season that you did not quite get to see and wish that they would have explored? Okay, I say all of this because I am thinking about Tokyo Jets, who is the fiance of a Minnesota Vikings player, and she came to the front and she had some things to say about, I guess, her expectations for Wags, and I wanted us to get into that before we go ahead and get into the review. All right, so she says, I wanted the Wags to Riches show to give us a glimpse of current wag lifestyles. All right, she says game days, contract renewal, and negotiation time, balancing day-to-day life while supporting your athlete, adjusting to new teams, wags. She says women in school, as well as their chosen career fields. She says it's so many layers of wags out here. I definitely agree with her. I think these would have been great areas to explore, and I think they should potentially consider giving these ladies, should they bring it back, maybe an additional 2 episodes, making it 10 episodes, and maybe getting into some of those things. All right, I do feel like at times when we were watching some of the episodes, they'll lead into a scene and not really explain the reason for the scene, just a bit. Like, for example, we'll talk about it in this episode 4, as Sharelle is going into the boutique. It wasn't quite clear as to why she was in the boutique and why she needed a new outfit. Not really sure, but I guess with the lead up of the event that's going to take place in episode 5, but maybe that's why she needed an outfit. I kept rewinding it, thinking that there was some type of intro, how when you watch other reality shows and they're like, oh, today I decided to come down to such and such boutique because I need to get an outfit for this, that, and the other. And they didn't quite do that here. So I was kind of like, why are we at the boutique? But anyway, all right, let me know if you caught that. But Tokyo Jets goes on to say, some of my friends are balancing nursing degrees while still showing up every Sunday for games. Some of us bring comfort to other women by speaking on trying to conceive and fertility. Prior athletes balancing and learning to adjust after the contract and the money stops, honey. Some moms are agents to their kids. Like, come on, okay? So she just feels like there could have been, so much more conversation for this. Somebody says, didn't even realize the community aspect beyond the celebration and lifestyle. She says, yes, so many of us depend on that, especially being away from actual family. I think that Tokyo just is 1000% right, in my opinion. I think that this was a bit of a missed opportunity. I would like to see more of the dynamic, more of the life with the kids a little bit, and the men, So, I mean, a lot of times throughout this particular season so far, I remember asking in my watch along, like, dang, why do we keep linking up at Ashley's house? And when we link up at Ashley's house, we're always outside somewhere. Why are we like, is there nobody else's house we can go to? Everybody else, we're meeting outside, out and about and stuff. Well, we did get a chance this episode to meet inside of Sharelle's house. I don't know if that was her actual house or if it was Airbnb for this particular episode. But yeah, all right, we did get a chance to meet inside of Sharelle's life, but I don't really feel like, I'll just say this. There is a lot more that can be explored, especially with Sadé and Chosen, right? It would be great to see the dynamic more, because in all honesty, y'all, when Chosen gets on this camera, Chosen doesn't really say anything. I mean, he said a little bit to Tyreek on the rooftop where he kind of touched on a little bit, and he seems like, if it's a subject matter that he's really into, he could be talkative, but at the same time, like, he doesn't really offer a whole lot. I don't know if he feels uncomfortable on camera or what it could be, but I would like to know more about Sadé, what she's dealing with. I wish they would have tapped into, even though those ladies didn't know, but I wish wish they would have tapped into the fact that she is pregnant. I don't know if she is or isn't. Haven't, finished the season. I think that she is. I've been said that she was. And I would have liked to have seen that, how she's feeling, what she's dealing with, as far as, him being in limbo, knowing you're about to welcome this child and him not sure about which team he's going to go to. I mean, we did kind of see them in another episode, spend some time together, and she has faith that things are going to work out in his favor. But it's a lot they could have gotten into, outside of everybody being a boss and owning their business and all of that. Well, what about the women that may actually be in school? Just as Tokyo just said, maybe she's, somebody's in school for nursing or something like that. So I think they could have dived into the lives a tad bit more. But you guys, I want to hear from you all. I don't know if the cast members are going to come, or the producers may come look down in the comments or something and seeing what you guys have to say in an effort for them to maybe improve the next season, should these ladies get another season. But go ahead and leave your thoughts down below. Now, I've said this before. I see nothing wrong with them getting another season. It would be nice if they did. But hey, Selling Tampa was a pretty good show. They brought it and then they took it back. Now, I will say this. I think they compared the numbers from Selling Tampa against the numbers of the other Selling Sunset and whatever else shows. And maybe the views were higher over there, whereas they weren't getting as many views with Selling Tampa. And they probably decided not to redo it because I guess they didn't see the benefit. Whereas with Rags, it's not like it's a spinoff of anything. It's its own thing, as far as the Netflix is concerned. So they might have a higher chance of getting another season. Okay, hell, if Young, Famous, and African can be on their third season, and honestly, it's not that much different. If you ask me, the players may be different, but it's about the same type of mess. Hello? So if they can get multiple seasons, I see nothing wrong with these ladies getting multiple seasons, and it probably wouldn't hurt to, explore a little bit more of their lives, okay? But again, leave your thoughts and comments down below. And right now, we're going to go ahead and hop into this episode. So Sharelle, all right, Charelle and Porsha link up. Of course, Sharelle is at the boutique. She's looking for a dress. She tries on this beautiful black dress now, okay? And the guy that runs the boutique says, listen, or owns the boutique, he was like, listen, Beyonce had this on, okay? So I think you should try this on. And I think I may have seen Beyonce in that outfit, but what I will say is it looked good on Sharelle, but honey, that dress was too tight. If you cannot sit down in it, honey, that's take it off. Take it off and give it back, all right? Porsha does pull up on her, and can I just say that Porsha looks great pregnant. Beautiful woman, and I thought her style, like the outfit, the two-piece she had on, she looked so freaking cute. I was like, go ahead, Miss Mamas. Go ahead, Miss Porsha, honey. Now, Sharelle wanted to let Porsha in on her and Chad. I guess they're at odds right now because Chad is being very petty. So she said she woke up at like 2 or 3 in the morning. She gave him some. Afterwards, he was talking about how he was hungry. She was like, okay, me too. Me too. Okay. And he was like, I'm hungry. And she's like, yeah, me too. I feel like both of y'all could have just got up and went down in the kitchen and made something together. I mean, y'all just made love together. Why not go and make some food together downstairs or wherever it is? Okay. Period. I kind of feel a little bit like Miss Sharelle, just a little piece. So I'm hungry. Okay. I'm hungry too. Like, hello. Okay, come in here with me. Come in the kitchen with me. At least entertain me. If I might do a little piece of cooking here or there. Okay, come on in here. But anywho, she says that I guess he got in his feelings. He decided to leave and go to McDonald's, and he did not get her anything, honey. Okay, he was like, I'm not fooling with it. I'm upset. I feel away. She says that he told her that she's pretty inconsiderate when he asks, I guess, for certain things. She says that he likes to hold on to stuff and be petty. And I'm like, you know what, Sharelle? I can see you being a bit self-centered. All right. I also can see you being a bit inconsiderate. I can see that. All right. The way that you've shown up with some of the ladies on the show, I can see you definitely showing up like that with him. But I also think that a lot of how you show up with him is based on your past relationships. Okay. Probably going above and beyond and not getting a whole lot back. And according to the reasons you guys are not together today, because he may have, cheated or whatnot, you're learning that it doesn't matter how great you are, how not great you are. They're going to do what they want to do anyway, because it's just how they is. Okay. So there's that. All right. Now, Porsha asked her about being married again, and she says, I'm not really sure. Okay. Yeah, I accepted the ring. It sounds nice and everything. But when it gets to the reality of the situation, girl, that man got a lot of kids. Okay. I don't need none of those ladies trying to tap into my coinage. All right. I work hard for this. Okay. I make too much money to ever do that. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get down that aisle. Listen, I see nothing wrong with Sharelle questioning and reflecting and thinking about it. I understand some people are going to be like, well, why take the ring then? Why take the ring if you knew that you weren't too sure about it? Maybe she was hoping she would come around, right? Maybe she was hoping that she would come around, and she still doesn't know. Okay, she's a little listen, I think it's a lot to think about, and I think that she should definitely do just that. In my opinion, really think about this. Really see about this. Okay, y'all need an ironclad prenup in place, should that be the case. But I don't know if that excuses you a post nup, prenup, whatever, during nup that can, stop you. Should those wives, I'm sorry, not those wives, but those baby mama wives, let Stony tell it, come after your coins if he's not paying. But it seems like Chad, I haven't heard much about Chad, not taking care of his, child support or taking care of his kids or anything like that. That may be why some of the moms have no issue with Sharelle anyway. All right. But it's just things that you just never know. You just never know, all right, as the future comes into play. So I understand her being a bit concerned about that. But you guys let me know what you think. Now, Miranda decides to go over to Alexis's house. Can I tell y'all something? I really like Miranda. Of course, y'all already know I love me some Alexis right out the gate. Like, I feel seen when it comes to Alexis a bit with how she handles these ladies and stuff. Shout out to her. But I like MJ a lot. And I'm like, girl, when you really come into yourself and you let go of this guy, Mr. Kodak or whatever the case is, girl, I think you're a bit unstoppable now, but you're gonna be even more that girl. I mean, we're all that girl, but you're gonna know it, okay? I really I like her. I just want her, when she get that mind right and get over that nigga, she gonna be good. She's going to be good. At least I hope and pray. But then, girl, listen, y'all know my girl ended up getting into a fight with one of Kodak's baby mamas, and unfortunately TMZ ended up reporting that she recently got into another altercation. Yes, girl, she got into another altercation with one of Kodak Black's baby moms. And listen, we are going to tap into that before we get into this scene. All right, you guys, it's right here. So they're saying that Kodak Black's baby mama fights at kid's birthday party. And what I'm hearing is that it was her kid's birthday party, which is crazy. So let us go ahead and get into this. This is terrible because it does make me question whether Miranda has truly learned her lesson from the last time that she was arrested for fighting. And let's hope this is for a good cause, good reason as to why. Maybe somebody disrespected the baby. And people don't play about the disrespect of the babies. I don't know. Let's get into the article. So they're saying a birthday party for one of Kodak Black's kids apparently turned into a huge brawl over the weekend. And we're told it's all because of some baby mama drama. All right. They go on to say sources close to the situation tell TMZ one of Kodak's baby mamas got into an argument as the B-Day bash was winding down. They're saying, and a massive fight broke out. We're told Kodak was there celebrating his 3-year-old daughter, Queen Yuri. Let's keep going. They're saying our sources say Queen Yuri's mom, reality TV star Miranda Johnson, was part of the argument that led to the fight, though it's unclear who she was beefing with. Terrible. They're saying cops were called, but our law enforcement sources tell us most of the ruckus was over by the time officers arrived, and Kodak was nowhere to be found. Was he at the party at all? Was he at the party at all? Did they say he was at the party at all? I don't know if they said he was at the party at all. Maybe he was and then he dashed out. But they're saying police say they spoke with several people who told them they were injured in the melee and wanted to press charges. But when push came to shove and cops started asking for names and numbers to write up the police report, we're told only one person was willing to cooperate. Wow. Sounds like a pretty big brawl. Kodak's family rented out the Manor complex in Wilton Manors, okay, in Florida for the party, and cops say the club owners reported damage from the fight. We're told Kodak's name will be in the police report, though it will say he wasn't there for the fight, which is a good thing for him considering he's still on probation. Wow, that's terrible. That is terrible. So it looks like Miss Miranda was a part of yet another situation. I really hate that for her, girl. You're gonna have to get from around those people. You're gonna have to do it, okay? But just wanted to give you guys that update because TMZ literally just reported on this the other day. Now, let us get back into this review, honey. All right. So, of course, Miranda goes over to see Alexis and she talks about, or at least she appears to be really sad over Kodak Black, right? We're learning that it's a lot for her to, be a mom to these children and him being so busy on the roads and things. And she understands that he's trying to make money and stuff, but it does come off like she is a single mama. Okay. And Alexis is like, that's what it is. I know a little bit about that life. All right. Because nobody's there to help you put the babies to bed and stuff. It can get a bit overwhelming while they're out there doing their jobs, going from city to city, state to state, or whatever the case is. And then also got the audacity to go from bitch to bitch and hoe to hoe too, while you at home taking care of them kids. Okay. And you just gonna have to, weigh. You're gonna have to weigh some things and identify what's worth it and what's really not. Okay. So that's that. They also do a flashback. They do a flashback to Miranda and how she tells Stony about catching Kodak Black with a girl. Like, I walked in on him with another girl. I pretty much snatched her up and I drug her and I beat her ass. And it's like, you're so young. And I understand we all go through. Now, I wasn't going through all of that when I was young, okay? Not that I'm better than her or anything like that. But, girl, I'm just listening to the things that, she went through and some other ladies go through like this. And I'm glad I was not on that type of time, okay? However, all right, that's what she chose to do. Drag all of that. When she gets older, y'all, she is gonna look back at this stuff and she's gonna really regret some of the decisions that she made. She's really gonna be like, why the fuck did I spaz like that over this? Right. Hate it for her, okay? Hate it for her, but looking forward to her growth, okay? She says that she feels like this is a deal breaker. That's what she says, okay? She's been saying a lot of stuff about what she wasn't gonna put up with, and she's still dealing with it, okay? So when she's ready, she'll leave. And right now, not necessarily. I also feel like she's in that space where she doesn't want other women to feel like they may have won something or whatever the case is. So she's hanging on, clinging on, or whatever. But anywho, she says that she's done. We don't believe it, okay? In the next thing, she says that we all know what we signed up for, being with men like that. So although she said in the confessional that this is a deal breaker, I'm moving on, I can't take it. And then we see her in the very next scene back with Alexis, pretty much, excusing his behavior by saying we know what we signed up for. The battle of the minds. Okay. Now, Alexis, does disagree and doesn't think that she should deal with anything that she doesn't want to, or deal with any disrespect. And I agree, because you got to preserve as much of yourself as you can for those children, because it sounds like you're the only one there primarily for them anyway. All right. So it is a good thing that MJ is around these older women, so that she can learn, watch, see all of that. But she got to want to, elevate beyond that for herself. Okay. MJ says that she's trying to put herself first at this particular time. And she talks about postpartum because she believes that may play a role in a lot of things that she's dealing with. But also postpartum or not, in my opinion, you're young. And he's putting you through some things, disrespecting your relationship. And unfortunately for you, you feel as though it's the young ladies that's disrespecting the relationship, when the whole time it's really him. All right. So postpartum or not, you're going to still be in your feelings about it, because your understanding of this relationship and him operating outside of that is a problem, period. Okay. What else? She says that she wishes that she wishes she had the help from their dad. She wished that although he is out there making the money, that he could be there with her, come here, be there with me. It seems like he may only make you a priority when he has to send money, or he's coming to hunch up on you. But I wish her the best of luck, though. I wish her the best of luck. I wonder, as soon as she gets out of the matrix of Kodak and find her a decent guy, I wonder if he's potentially going to show his ass on some future type stuff. I wonder. Okay. Let's keep going. All right. She does admit that she doesn't think he's ready to grow up and be the husband that he would want to be for her, because he mentions her being a wife, right? But she doesn't think he's at that place, and I'm glad that you know that. A lot of times, people know what it is; they just are not in a place to receive it. She's not ready to receive that about him or that life, or shall I say, not receive letting go of the idea of what she had for the both of them in their relationship and marriage. And so, okay. But anywho, I do feel like she's getting some good advice from Alexis. I think she's talking to the right person, in my opinion. I think Alexis has been through a lot of things with her own ex-husband or whatnot. And I think she could teach and give her a lot of, insight on stuff. So we'll see how that's going to play out. And that's another reason why I kind of want to be able to have the ladies return for another season, including MJ, because I want to be able to see the journey of growth. Okay. But I mean, I don't know, because this right here is a bit of a setback. A bit of a setback with the fight that took place, but we don't know how involved she really was. Okay. Um, so especially at her kid's birthday party, right? So hopefully she wasn't too involved. Hopefully it didn't get physical like that. But yeah. All right. Let's keep going. What else? I do like MJ though. I think she's gonna be good. Let's get to Charelle and Sade, because they do link up. And Sade had Sharelle waiting, y'all, for like a smooth hour and a half. And when I tell y'all, I would have got up and left. I mean, of course, production is there, so you got to just stick around. But I would have left, honey. Sade didn't seem to be too remorseful for having her wait. So Sharelle lets her know, listen, I was pretty annoyed and aggravated with the fact that you kept calling me a mean girl. She says, I didn't call you a mean girl. Okay, when I learned whatever the situation was with you and Keah, I wasn't the one to say that you were a mean girl. That was more so Ashley. But my thing is this, though, Sharelle, you couldn't say that she was a mean girl, in my opinion. You guys were calling each other mean girls, kind of for different reasons, in a sense. Like, of course, you guys may have felt like, oh, she left Keah and them out to dry or whatever. But that's coming by way of what you heard. So you weren't there to fully experience that to know whether she was really being a mean girl or not. But when it came to what Sade witnessed right before her eyes, and you calling Stony baloney, and her seeing it on more than one occasion, I think she was well within her right to call you a mean girl, because she was there experiencing and witnessing what was happening. It wasn't coming by way of a third party of, ooh, let me tell you what Sharelle did. Right? So that's why you couldn't call her a mean girl, in my opinion. All right. So that's that. And you being annoyed and aggravated about it, then that's on you. Change your behavior. Change your behavior, and then you don't have to worry about that, okay? Anywho, so Sade says that she didn't like the fact that they brought up the Keah situation, trying to make it bigger than what it was, when neither one of them cared. Like, it wasn't. It happened. It was what it was. Let's move on. I have no issue or beef with this girl. Like, can y'all chill out? Like, okay, let's keep going. And Sharelle says, well, listen, we weren't trying to be messy. All right. We were just highlighting some things. Okay. Just bringing it to your attention, but we weren't trying to be messy. I understand that some things did go overboard, and it may have led to me calling you out your name and calling you a bitch or whatever, girl. But listen, I apologize for that. All right. So of course they both agreed to move forward, let it be what it is. And they're good for now. They are good for now. All right. And as we speak of Keah, let's talk about it, because Keah goes and she has to sit down with Porsha, and Porsha tells her about the Mother's Day brunch and how it pretty much was about her, in a sense. Okay. Keah didn't seem to understand why Sharelle would put a negative spin based on how Porsha relayed the information. I guess it came off a little negative based on Sharelle, playing telephone, right? So Keah says she didn't understand why she put a negative spin on it, because she says it wasn't that much of a big deal to her. I think in Keah's head, she was thinking more so that, maybe it was a big deal for Sade. Possibly, maybe she was jealous about something, or maybe she felt the way about not filming, or whatever the case was. But it is what it's all good. Like, it's over. I don't really care about it. It's not that big of a deal, whatever. But I'm kind of like, I hear you, Keah, but if it wasn't that much of a big deal, in a sense, it's like, then why did you really bring it up to Sharelle? I know Sharelle was asking you about the girls, but I guess you were just telling her, like, I don't know how to gauge Sadé because the last time, we had this particular situation. So, I mean, I guess it was semi a big deal, but not as big as the other ladies were trying to make it, I guess, or whatever. Maybe she was just trying to express to her what she thinks of the ladies, okay? And Sharelle could have just made it bigger, all right? But either way, she says she's the type of person that likes to get to know people for themselves because, of course, when it came down to it, in all honesty, Keah learned about the situation of the denial of the sweet or whatnot from a third party. Not necessarily directly from Sadé. All she heard from other folks was that Sadé was the one that had the biggest issue. And we don't even know if that was fully true. Right? So that's probably why Keah was like, I just had to get to know her for myself because, yeah, I'm hearing that she was the one that had the biggest issue, but I don't know that to be true. But I'm just going to share that with you. Okay? And that's what she did. Now, Porsha thinks that Tyreek's position may play a part in that. I think that Porsha mentioned Tyreek's position playing a part is because, one, he's rich as hell, okay? He knows exactly what team he's going to be playing for, what his next steps are, whereas Chosen doesn't know for sure. But in addition to that, y'all rich as hell. So if you think that y'all are that high up on the caliber of wealth or whatever the case is and think that we're going to kind of see you as an equal just a bit, we're not. We don't even know if you're really relatable for real, for real. So, she mentions that, okay? So she thinks that Tyreek and stuff may have, something to do with that. But anywho, we see the ladies head over to Ashley's house again to have a night or day of glamping, okay, in the backyard, all right? So, of course, the ladies arrive. And when they arrive, okay, they're having small talk and stuff. And I believe they bring up Sadé potentially being pregnant or something like that. First, they bring attention to her breast, okay? Breast was definitely sitting right, okay? And they were questioning whether she was pregnant. Now, Porsha feels like she is pregnant, and she was just like, I don't know if she's going to tell us that because we all up in that lady womb, and I just don't think that she going to give us, because we just too deep in her womb. I say, girl, you are. Y'all further up in her womb than her husband was creating a damn baby. Like, can y'all scoot back just a little piece, please? Like, get the hell up out my coop. Thank you. Girl, the fact that they were trying to force her to take a pregnancy test really blew me. That really blew me. I said, who the hell do you think you are? Pressuring her like she owes y'all that information. I told y'all a long time ago that I think she's pregnant, and I think that the ladies don't know because she does not trust them. Period. And that's pretty much what we learned in this particular scene. Sadé says that she's all about protecting her energy and that she doesn't really trust those ladies like that. She sees how they move with other people's information. So she like, what you got? Okay, so I'm like, I told y'all that's what was going on with my girl. All right, and I don't fully blame her for that. If they're not a part of her immediate circle, I don't think that they are required to know her pregnancy. And when she's ready, she'll let y'all know. Okay, she will let y'all know. And maybe it's family members that she hasn't even told. And maybe she feels like if I tell y'all, then it's probably going to be plastered on social media somewhere. So chill, okay? So there's that. Now, the ladies are deciding to do a prayer before they get their food and stuff. And, of course, Miss Stony walks up. And I don't know what the hell Stony had on. Stony looked like she was finna go on a trip with the ladies of Married to Medicine. When they went out there to that ranch or somewhere in Florida or wherever the hell they went, that's where Stony looked like she was finna go. Because it was not fully giving glamping, but it was giving glamping at the same time. Like, it was a mixture of things, okay? But anywho, she walked up during the prayer, and it was a bit shocking to see, like, whoa, Stony's here. Like, what? And, we learned that she and Sharelle had a sit down. They sorted things out, and I feel away. And the reason I feel away is because I'm like, listen, I guess y'all wanted so much of the wow factor that, hey, Stony's here. No, the wow factor for me would have been seeing these two ladies sitting down. The wow factor for me would be getting glimpses of Sharelle getting ready to sit down, and we're watching somebody's feet walk to the table, and we don't know who the person is she's about to sit with, and it be revealed that she's actually sitting with Stony. Like, I feel like y'all could have did better with that. She just pops up, and it's like, oh, okay. It seems like you guys filmed a lot of content around these ladies, and you just chose not to use it for whatever reason. And do better next time, okay? So, anywho, Sharelle, she says that she's now realizing that she went harder on Stony after the whole Julz situation took place with the whole fight and stuff like that. And so she wanted to correct that. And I appreciate her going back, wanting to correct that with Miss Stony. Okay. Sharelle starts off a conversation by asking the ladies who's their hall pass or something like that. And some of the girls was like, hall pass? Like, why are you asking us that, girl? My hall pass is my husband. And even if I did have a hall pass, you're not going to get me to say it over here on the reality show, getting me caught the hell up. No, ma'am. No, I'm not going to tell you that. I don't know why you be wanting to know people business so much, okay? Scoot back. What's your hall pass, okay? You must be out here giving Chad hall passes the way they say he out here linking with other women. Okay, what you got going on, girl? Back up off me, please. Thank you. So Keita decides to check in with Sadé and ask her how everything's been going, you know, with about to become a wife, wanting to get pregnant, you know, Chosen trying to figure out his next steps and things. And of course, Sadé tries to downplay it and make it seem like she's not bothered and everything's going well and stuff like that. And then she kind of loosens up and says, you know, I am kind of like, hey, you need to come on. Let's go ahead and get married and stuff, because you're the one that wants to start a family and all of that. Like, you want to have kids, like, we need to go ahead and get this ball rolling. But other than that, you know, everything seems to be okay. And so Keita's like, okay, so you guys are trying to decide on whether you really want to go to, you know, the courthouse, or whether you want to have an actual wedding. And, you know, Sadé was like, yeah. And so Keita said, that's actually what we did. We went to the courthouse. And I feel like Keita saying that was for her to try to come off as relatable. I think she wanted to be relatable to Sadé. You know, I think she wants her to know that I don't have an issue with you, despite whatever these ladies are saying. You and I are good. And that was good. I think that Sadé was a bit surprised to hear that Keita actually went to the courthouse. You know, like, what? Yeah, okay. And you know, that's interesting, because a lot of people that have a lot of money, quite a few of them don't be having these lavish weddings. Some of them have a small, intimate ceremony. They may even go to the courthouse. So I think Justin Bieber and his wife went to the courthouse. Like, they don't have, I feel like Beyonce, I don't even think they had a huge wedding. I think their wedding was pretty intimate or whatever. But of course, that sounds like Beyonce's stilo. But like, a lot of these rich folks it be the people that don't have the money like the rich folks. They be going getting these $30, $40, $50,000 weddings and don't be lasting 30, 40, 50 years. 3, 4, 5. Okay, but that ain't none of my business. Do what you want to do with your money, honey. You work hard for it. Good luck. Congratulations. Okay. But anywho, so they talk about that. All right. So Stony asks everybody, do they get along? She says, would you know, sister wives, or what is it, baby mama wives, or like, girl, Sharelle said, girl, just say baby mama, saying it, because you're going too far, baby mama wives. Girl, what kind of new show you trying to implement? Girl, just give it baby mama. Calm down, okay? So she's like, do you guys get along with the baby mamas? And Sharelle's like, you know what? I can answer that for you. I know for me, you know, it's a pretty good experience. These ladies don't try to get in between what he and I have going on. I have no issues with the ladies. So we're good, okay? And that's when Stony goes on to say she gets along with all the baby mamas except for one. Like, I get along with all my men or whoever's baby mamas except for one. Okay, she's like, I don't know why she don't like me. I don't know why she don't like me. I mean, I guess it's giving, look at me and look at her. Now, that was messy. That was very messy for you to say, Miss Stony. Look at me and look at her. That's not nice, okay? This is your daughter's sibling's mother. That's not nice. And not you're saying, look at me and look at her, and y'all both was over there hopping on the same zig. Miss Stony, don't do it. Okay, don't do that. And then she goes on to say, you know, I'm number 1 out of 6. I'm number 1. And Ashley said, okay, so you think you better because you're number 1? It's giving you the number 1 and the first clown is what it's giving, but you think you better? And so she was like, no, I mean, I'm not saying that, but I am number 1 though. Like, I am the first, you know, baby mama, like I am, okay? And y'all know who she was talking about. It appears she was talking about Kemp, okay? So she's saying some things about, you know, kind of dry saying things about Miss Kemp. And Kemp definitely came down to the social media to drag her accordingly. And you know we have to get into that. So let's go ahead and do just that, okay? Miss Kemp said, not on today or any other day after that. Let's check it out.
Got the nerve to go on the show and talk about me? Girl, you better watch yourself, girl. You better stop that. You don't see what's been happening to y'all every time y'all want to play on me and try to sabotage my name? It made me look bad. Bitch, you could never make me look motherfucking bad, ho, because I'm bad. I'll make myself look bad before I let any dusty speak on my name. Trying to throw salt and dirt on my motherfucking name, bitch. You better get on there and speak on your motherfucking self, ho. That's what you best to do. and keep Yunty name out your mouth. Don't even refer to me. I know that she ain't say my name. She knew better. But you better not even refer to me, because I ain't going to let up off you. I'm going to run everything dirty in the ground on you. How y'all advertising that wag show? She the one in the front with the sparkly dress on. Look how she's standing there stuff like it.
Ooh.
So don't you ever say, I'm mad because you look better than me. I wouldn't want to look. Please, girl, stop. I'm going to just tell you this. Stop. I'm talking about Stony, the tenderoni that lay on her back for bologna. Not the beef one. And not fried either. Cold bologna from the jailhouse. That one. Not Oscar Mayer out of Publix. Fried on a bun with some cheese on it, smashed down. Not that type bologna. Not no beef, Oscar Mayer's. Gotta be out of rabbit ass mind. Gots to fucking be. Bitch, don't you dare go on no motherfucking shit. Tell me you look better than me. A small bullshit. Like somebody, nobody ain't jealous of you, bitch. I don't fuck with you. You the police hoe. You a liar. You a jealous ass bitch. You been jealous of my baby since he was in my motherfucking stomach. You got the nerve to go on the show and talk about me?
All right. Now, that's not all that she had to say. It appears that she had more to say. All right. So let us get into what else she had to say over here.
Hey, Sharelle, I heard you was trying to invite me to y'all premiere last night for y'all little show that just came out. I don't know. Was that a setup to try to get me to go to jail or something? Huh? But anyway, next time you inquire about Young T wanting to come to something or invite me, it's not an invite, it's a booking. You got to pay me to come to something like that, baby. I'm sorry. Especially if I may need a bondsman or something the next day. If you know what I mean. But you better tell your castmate to keep my name out her mouth. She should be on the show talking about how she couldn't bury her goddamn mama after spending up all that lawsuit money. Her mama just dropped dead off fentanyl just a few months ago. She couldn't even put her mama to rest. And she talking about me and acting rich. Come on now. Let's do better now. It's 2025. I don't want to have to keep tearing these hoes' head the off. Okay? Hey, Sharelle.
Oh, my. Well, that's what she said, okay? Let us keep going. Stony, leave that lady alone. Leave that woman alone, okay? Let's keep going. Let's wrap this up. So Porsha says that she thinks everyone is pretending their lives are perfect, and she doesn't think people are being real about theirs. And I said, well, Porsha, I think that you might be one of those people, because I would love to have known more about what's going on with you and your husband, him choosing to not wear his ring, and then shortly after you've given birth to, you all's child, you're not even wearing your ring nor have him in photos with you guys. So I feel like you might be one of them, okay? Ashley tells Sadé, well, it's good to see you and Keah, talking to each other and everything like that, making it seem as though they had an issue. So Sadé is just like, listen, we don't have an issue. I'm like, we're cool. Like, why would I not talk to her? Like, come on. So Ashley's like, okay, so you're getting spicy. And Sadé says, yes, because I keep repeating myself. That's why I'm getting spicy. I don't know why you ladies are so infatuated with making things an issue. And Ashley's like, girl, ain't nobody infatuated. Okay. Yeah, listen, Ashley, I feel like Sadé is just new to television. And unfortunately, Sadé, this is what they typically do. They rehash the same things over and over for a little bit, but girl, you do have to put them in their place, just as you did, to kind of put an end to it so they can move on to the next topic. It's gonna happen. All right. Keah says, I guess everyone is asking why you didn't let us shoot, when we were trying to shoot or whatever, like they let us in the suite or whatever. And Sadé says, well, that wasn't on me, right? And Keah says, but you were the main girl though. And Sadé said, no, I wasn't. Okay. It was like a group decision. Like we all made that decision together, but it wasn't all my fault. So Ashley says, but you got to admit, like, it was a blizzard, girl. Like, it was a blizzard. These people were outside. And Keita says, well, yeah, and we weren't going to shoot inside the suite. It was more so just going to be us in the suite. But, Hard Knocks was never going to come in. And it's like, I don't believe that, Keita, because if Hard Knocks was never going to come in, then why was the question even asked anyway? So if you knew that it was just going to be you ladies in the suite that you guys already paid for, then it shouldn't have been an issue for you guys to come up, in my opinion. And if there were other cast members that did not pay for that suite, I don't think they should have been able to come in either, especially if everybody was limited to a number of guests that they could bring in. Okay, unless those were your guests, then maybe they could have come in. But honestly, I'm still with Sadé. If Hard Knocks wanted to put you guys in a suite, they should have done it. So I'm not fully believing that, we weren't going to shoot inside, we were going to shoot outside of the suite. But then why did you all needed to ask if they could come to the suite to begin with? That doesn't fully make sense, okay? But you guys leave your thoughts below. Sadé says that she understands where they're coming from, but it was not her sole decision at the end of the day. She says this group likes to talk about the same thing over and over. Let's move on. And of course, that is exactly what Sadé and Keita does. All right. Meanwhile, you have Charelle and Chad who link up with the pastor. Okay. They're going to have like some premarital counseling and things. And what we learn in that is that Chad wants to be a provider for Charelle, but Charelle has been in that role where she's allowed a man to be a provider to her and take care of things for her. And she's been very codependent on them. And it always ended up leaving her high and dry. I believe she said that she was married twice. She's always played the background, let the men do what they need to do, and it ended up leaving her cheated on and not much to show for anything aside for babies. So right now she's at a place where she's like, listen, my biggest fear is being broke, okay, dependent on a man, and when it's all said and done, I have nothing to show for it. I think it's a great thing, in my opinion, for Sharelle to be moving cautiously into this marriage with Ocho Cinco. That's just what it is that I think. I don't think that he's trying to stunt her growth. It seems like from what he told the pastor, he wants to see her go out there and succeed and get to where she needs to be. And in the next 5 years or so, he thinks that she's going to arrive right where she needs to be. And he's here to support her. But until that fully happens for her, he got her because he wants to be a provider. He wants to support her. But then it is a bit different because he's not trying to stop her from being successful as the other guys were. So in this moment, she does get emotional and she feels like, I think I'm bringing past traumas into this new relationship or into this marriage. And it could be a bit of that, yes. Because I see the dynamic being just a little bit different already because he's not trying to withhold you or keep you in the background. He wants to help elevate you to wherever you're trying to go and support you, something that you may not have had in your past relationship. So it is a bit different, but listen, it happened to you back to back. So you're going to be cautious and you're going to be weary of that. And you're not going to want to solely depend on him. And I get it. I fully get Miss Sharelle on that. Okay. So she's like, girl, submissiveness leaves you cheated on. Okay. And played the hell out. So I don't have time. All right. So we'll see how that's going to play out for them. But in the meantime, Stony and Julz links up over at Stony's boutique. And Stony tells her that she appreciates her for not being so judgmental towards her. And then she also brings up the information she learned about Sharelle and Ocho. And I'm like, now, why are you throwing shade on this lady when y'all just made up not too long ago? What is that about? I thought you guys were cool. Why are you doing this? And she's like, well, I don't feel like her invite to glamping was really genuine. And I'm like, huh? But didn't you just sit down at the table and say just a few scenes ago that you felt like it was genuine and she apologized and stuff? I thought that that's what she said. Maybe it wasn't. But here we are back to her talking SHI about her. So, I mean, okay, girl. So, anywho, Stony says that Ocho at one point slid into her DMs. And she says she wouldn't touch Ocho with a long grandma pole. So absolutely not. And I guess, honey, but listen, Ocho do slide into the DMs of some interesting ladies. So maybe he does not have a type, IDK. But either way, that's what Stony said. And Ocho Cinco wanted me. I'm good. I don't want him. So she also says that he's making Sharelle look like a fool outside because he's still outside. All right. She also mentions that Sharelle created, I guess, a group chat of eight different women that he's been messing with. So that right there is weird energy. Okay. The fact that he's supposed to be with Sharelle and they're portraying this certain image. Meanwhile, he's out here thotting and bopping. It's crazy. Now, I do wonder if this is what contributed to them breaking up or what's really going on. Did this contribute to y'all breaking up, or did y'all start this whole breakup conversation for publicity purposes, knowing that your show was on the way? Okay, which therefore turned into you and the rest of the ladies with Humble Baddies podcast getting a deal with Shannon Sharp and stuff. So I don't really trust Sharelle and Ocho at this time. I do feel like it's a scheme that they set up to come to us with the BS. I do think that they are best friends. I do think that they are very well still together, living together, pretending to not be together in my personal. Whether they're going to get married or not, I don't know. I think that's supposed to happen next month, allegedly. Or not so much as allegedly, but supposedly. So I don't know. I just feel like they know how to do what they need to do for marketing purposes. But I'll let you guys leave your thoughts and comments down below on the matter at hand. Let me know your thoughts about, Chad, Sharelle, and this entire episode, okay? I'm Jami, that's me, honey. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, or follow me on Instagram as well as Twitter at Jami, that's me, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can feel the pool.